Hi, Brynn. Grandma's missing you, so I wanted to read you a story today. And I found some books that were some of my favorite books when I was a little girl, and my grandma got this for me, so I wanted to read this for you. It's backwards because I'm recording, but it says A Day in the Woods. And it's all about some kids that go have an adventure in the woods, and the pictures are so pretty. I wanted you to see it. So, A Day in the Woods. And the first picture, check it out. Look at all of those animals. There's a pheasant family, a turtle, a beaver family, snakes and deers and chipmunks. I think that's a cedar waxwing. Let's see, we got woodpeckers, squirrels. Let's see, what is that? Grandma can't really see that one. But we got all kinds of critters going on in the woods. And it says, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Harley and Joan run deeper and deeper into the forest. The dry leaves crackle under their feet. And when they stop, the forest seems very quiet, as if nothing lives there. Do you think that's true? Let's follow them and find out. Do you think nothing lives in the forest? That's silly. When the children look up, the treetops are like a roof over their heads. The leafy branches keep out some of the sunlight, and the forest is shady and cool. The trees make fine homes for many animals of the forest. The gray squirrel sits on a branch, crunching on a nut. It shakes its tail and chatters as the children walk by. The flying squirrel leaps from a branch high in a tree, and flaps of skin on each side spread out like wings. Then the squirrels glide down to another tree. So I don't know if you can see. See how they jump like they're flying? And there are the treetops. Oh my goodness. The opossum family sleeps all day inside a hollow tree, and the mother comes out at night to hunt for food. Her babies ride along, and they hold onto her fur on her back. Raccoons look as if they're wearing masks, and they sleep during the day in their den high in the tree. Raccoons dunk their food whenever they can in water. A woodpecker has just fed an insect to one of its chicks. Like all baby birds, the young woodpeckers are very hungry. Woodpeckers peck at the bark of trees with sharp beaks. They make holes in trees for nests and eat insects that live under the bark. And there we go. We got possums and raccoons and woodpeckers. Ooh, I love these guys. These baby owls, I don't know if you can see them. These baby owls live at the top of a dead tree. Their parents are good hunters. Owls swoop down and find little rabbits or mice even in the dark. The two cedar waxwings, hey, I was right, they were waxwings. Like most birds, they live in trees too, but they come to the ground to splash in puddles for their baths. The bobwhite lives on the ground and makes its nest there. It usually walks from place to place, but it also can fly very fast. Okay, so we got owls, and we've got, these are the cedar waxwings. And these are the bobwhites, and bobwhites are a type of pheasant. All right. Okay, they have caught a turtle. It is one of the slowest animals in the forest. Could you catch a turtle? When they pick it up, the turtle pulls its head, legs, and tail back into its shell. It waits for the children to go away. Two deer have come to a grassy spot in the forest, and they nibble They nibble grass still wet with dew. As they eat, they stop and look around. They sniff the air and listen. If enemies are near, they run away very fast. Later, they curl up and rest for most of the day. Aren't they pretty? And there's the turtle. Can you see the turtle? There's the turtle. A tiny mouse with big whiskers tickles the back of Joan's hand. A green flower called Jack-in-the-Pulpit grows in the shade. Do you see the pulpit? Let's see. Oh, here it is. There's a Jack-in-the-Pulpit. Pretty cool. The beaver is very busy. With sharp teeth, it cuts down young trees. It uses the trees to build a dam across a stream. The dam makes a pond where the beaver can build its house. Young rabbits feed and play all night. They spend the day keeping very quiet. They hold still so their enemies won't see them. Just their little noses twitch. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Let's see. Okay, first we got the little mouse, the little field mouse. We got the beaver. There's the little bunnies. And there's that Jack-in-the-Pulpit. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, a bobcat. A bobcat has climbed onto a big rock. It drinks from a puddle of water there. The bobcat has sharp claws and teeth. It hunts mostly at night. Do you know what that's called when they hunt at night? That's called nocturnal. Nocturnal. That means they come out at night. It looks for small animals like rabbits and chipmunks. If it sees a chipmunk, it very quietly creeps close to it. Then suddenly the bobcat pounces on the chipmunk. Sometimes the little chipmunk is lucky and can run away. Sometimes it's not so lucky. But there he is, drinking the water up. And there's the little chipmunk. Look at his little mouth is so full of nuts and seeds. All right, let's see what's next. All right, a brown lizard with a long tail crawls on their hand. The lizard can also turn green. When it's on a leaf, it's hard to see. They hold a tiny cricket long in their fingers, and she looks at it through a magnifying glass. She looks carefully and finds a frog on a leaf. If you were small and green, would you try to hide on a plant? Look at that. See, it's brown, and then it turns green. And there's the little frog. The forest is full of insects. They live everywhere, in trees, on the ground, in streams. A brown walking stick looks like a twig, so it's very hard to see. The praying mantis catches other insects with its long front legs. A dragonfly has just wiggled out of its skin. As an insect grows, its skin becomes too tight. Then the skin splits and there's new skin underneath. Butterflies fly through the forest. They bring color like spots of sunshine. Okay, so here's the walking stick. If you look very carefully when you're out in the woods, you might see one of them. And here's a praying mantis. And those are very, very rare. You're lucky if you get to see one of those. And then we've got butterflies. And there's the dragonfly with its pretty, pretty wings. Pretty cool. All right. Let's see if you can see. A little stream with muddy banks runs through the forest, and some animals come to the stream for a drink. Others drink dew or raindrops. These turtles are called cooters. They live in the stream. They like to crawl out on a log and warm themselves in the sun. The kids carefully cross the stream on a log, and the children carry plastic boxes for collecting insects and plants. The salamander in her hand is so slippery, it's hard to hold. Can you see the little gills that stick out behind its head? The young salamander has gills for breathing in the water. When it grows, it can breathe in the air, and then it lives on the land. So that's pretty cool. When it's born, well, first let's look at the turtles. There's the turtle, right? And there's the salamander. And when the salamanders are first born, they have gills to breathe in the water. But then when they grow up, they can breathe the air. And there's the kids looking for all the insects. Pretty cool. Oh no, a snake! They found a snake, a scarlet king snake on the forest floor. They know it's not poisonous, so she picks it up. The skin feels smooth and dry. The snake wiggles and tries to get away. The king snake looks like a poisonous snake called a coral snake. Never pick up any snake unless an adult tells you that it's not poisonous. Snakes shed their skins like insects do. And the kids find a piece of skin a snake left behind on a tree. Later, they stop and feel the rough bark of a pine tree. When the bark is rough, a snake can climb a tree without slipping. I didn't know snakes can climb trees. Look at that, Grandma learned something. See, she knows that that one's safe to pick up, but don't ever pick up a snake unless a grown-up tells you it's okay. Because some of them are really quite nice. They don't do anything, but some of them can bite. And there we see how it climbs up on the tree. I forgot about that. Eesh. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, that's the skin that they found, the snake skin. They're not my favorite. A dead log in the forest is like an apartment house. Creatures of all kinds move in. Some live under it, some live in it, some dig tunnels in the ground below it. The children find 2 earthworms and a slug. Some eggs look like little balls of glass. Slugs and snails lay eggs like these. A shiny black beetle crawls on the kid's knees. Next to it is a millipede with many legs. It pulls in its legs and curls up like a wheel. The gray beetle larva will soon turn into an adult. The land snail lives in a shell, and inside it looks like a slug. After many years, the log will be gone. The plants and animals that feed on the log help to change it into soil. So here are the kids finding the snails and the slugs. See, there's the snail. This is the one that curls up. See how it curls up? And those are the little eggs. And there's the earthworm. Some things that are out in nature kind of look yucky, but you know what? They help to turn the trees into soil. So they have a purpose. All right, here we go. They're sitting on a log and they're looking at green plants from the swamp nearby. A swamp is a place where the land is always wet and muddy. The little twig on the ground has 2 plants growing on it. They are lichens. Lichens don't need soil. They even grow on rocks. There are some plants that just don't need sunlight. These 2 fungus plants live on sick or dead trees. The white Indian pipe lives on dead leaves. All right, I gotta show you these because these are pretty cool. There you go. See, they're looking at the lichen, and there are the fungus that are growing on the tree. And this is so cool. This little thing right here is called an Indian pipe. And if you see those out in the forest, don't ever step on them because they're very, very special and rare, and we should take care of them, not step on them. They're really cool. You should take a picture of them if you ever find one. All right. The children find some leafy ferns growing in shady parts of the forest. Poison ivy can grow in shady spots too, and the children are very careful not to touch it. The oil in poison ivy, wait a second, what did I say? Oh, the oil in the plant poison ivy can give them a very bad rash and blisters. Trees do need sunlight. Many young trees won't ever get enough light to live. Fire, insects, and beavers will kill some other trees, but the trees that remain will have room to grow. The kids dig up a young tree and they carry it to a sunny spot and they replant it so it will have room to grow. So here they are, looking at the ferns. Did you ever watch the movie Fern Gully? Maybe your dad will play that movie for you someday. That's a good one. And see, they're digging it up. They take all the roots with it. This right here with 3 leaves, this is poison ivy. Don't ever touch poison ivy. Poison ivy, 3 leaves like that. Because poison ivy will give you bad rash and itchy and scratchy and blisters. Ugh, it's terrible. Time to go home. The day has ended, the shadows grow longer. Their father carries the children through the water of the swamp, and they have seen beauty and wonder in a spider web, in a wildflower. They have learned that there are many things to see and do in a forest. A forest is a busy place, and it is filled with life. Something is happening all the time. So there they are, going home. There's the pretty spider and flowers. Let's see, what kind is that? I think it's an azalea. Yes, hey, Grandma was right. That right here is called a wild azalea. Pretty beautiful. Oh, and just one more little picture down on the bottom. It's a little acorn. Maybe it'll grow up to be a big old oak tree if it gets planted. And here's the nighttime animals. There's the possum, the bunny, ooh, the owl, the bobcat, the raccoons. Oh, look, there's all the Indian pipes. The flying squirrel. So I hope you liked our book, A Day in the Woods. I hope you're having a good day, and I miss you and I love you. Bye.